And it's generosity, it's sacrifice, and attitude. And that's what I'm going to preach on for the next 3 weeks. Today is generosity. Today we're talking about generosity. Generosity is essential to stewardship. Lee, you keep muting me. Don't do that anymore. I don't like it. Is it you or is it me? It's me? It's not you. It's me. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm still good. So we were talking the foundation of this generosity. The foundation that we have is in God. But we sit here in our day and age, and we have the question, I think, that people have. I think this is a question that I have. Where am I going to put my hope? Am I going to put my hope in the future? Am I going to put my hope in the past? Am I going to put my hope in what we're going to accomplish together? Where am I going to put my hope? See, people in this time, and I think in all times, are seeking comfort in the uncertainty of life. When life is uncertain, especially in our economic times, people find ways to cling to whatever they can hold on to, whatever is tangible, whatever is there. This has been the story of humanity. Israel, as they are traveling through the Exodus and they have their God going with them, they stop at Mount Sinai and they are thinking that my microphone, Phil, it's up to you. I should go over the pulpit? Okay, thank you, Phil. You knew somehow you broke the microphones to get me over the pulpit. Rats. So, as they're traveling through the desert, the uncertain times of the Exodus, they take and they build a golden calf because it's something that's there that they could hold on to, they could worship. Where do we put our hope in times of uncertainty? See, the danger that we as Christians have in the 21st century is no different than the Israelites wandering in the desert. The danger of wealth and possessions is that they can own us. The things that we have can own us. If you think about this, how many of you have an alarm system on your house? Why? Why do you have an alarm system? Because you want to keep and protect the things that you have. That's why I have one on my house. They can own us. I was thinking when I had gone away on vacation, I'm like, what if somebody breaks into my house and steals all my stuff? There's nobody checking on my house every day. And I got to this point where I was like, I am just owned by my stuff. And this is a particular problem because we as Christians, we acknowledge and we accept that there is one who actually already owns us. Our Lord Jesus has purchased and won us. We are already owned by something else. And if we let the stuff of our life start to own us, we don't acknowledge our real master. So as we are looking at generosity, I want to just look a little bit at the opposite of generosity. The opposite of generosity is greed. And greed is a powerful motivator. People work hard to get more, to take on more. They push in our lives to accumulate more, just to take. That's pretty powerful. And if you look broadly in our society, greed has been something that's been pretty popular in the news lately. You don't have to look far. You look at people in collateralized debt obligations and credit default swaps and all of these other fascinating financial structures that people use to get money, to take, to consume, to just get more and more for themselves. It's broadly out there in our society, but I think it also lives here with us. We as people, we can be greedy. Stewardship typically talks about time and talent and treasure. And within each of those things, within our time, we can be greedy. We can say, I've got this much, I can't give more. I'm going to take for myself, I'm going to do this for myself, I'm going to just with our talents, you people are amazing. We are amazingly gifted people, all of us. And sometimes we just say, I don't want to use what I have for the sake of other people. And with our money, there's never enough. So Paul, in talking with Timothy and having Timothy kind of take on his ministry as well, he starts talking about this word koinonikos. Say that with me. Koinonikos. 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 There's a great Greek word. It's a word that means generosity. Generosity. If you go back to Timothy, open up your little worship folder and look, or actually just flip to the back. Paul is commanding Timothy to instruct people in this way. They are to do good, and to be rich in good works, to be generous. That's the koinonikos, and ready to share. And this word is a cognate of the word koinonia. The koinonia was the fellowship. It was the generous community of the apostles, the early Christians. That they lived in this place that was generous and giving and sharing of what they had. In a couple of weeks when we talk about attitude, we're going to talk about Ananias and Sapphira in Acts, and I don't want to ruin that, but one of the things that happens with Ananias and Sapphira is that they kind of violate the koinonia. They violate this generous, sharing community. We'll talk about that with attitude. Generosity for the Christian is joining in the fight against our own sinful nature. Generosity for the Christian is joining in the fight against greed, because greed separates. Greed says, I will be outside. And generosity says, I will continue to give in. I will continue to give to these people who need it. When you are generous, you can't be owned by your stuff. When you are generous, you can't be owned by your stuff. Jesus, in the Sermon on the Plain, in Luke 6, he's sitting there, and he says, if someone takes your cloak, give him your tunic as well. Surprise! I'm generous. Be generous. Like, generosity is meant to be this surprise because it just bursts over. Wow. Who are these people? Why are they doing that? Someone orders you to take your pack, and we'll talk about this in a little bit when we get to Matthew in the Sermon on the Mount, but somebody orders you to take their pack for a mile. The Roman soldier could order a citizen, or they could order anyone to carry their pack for a mile. Carry it for 2. If anyone orders you to carry it for 1, carry it for 2. Surprise! Generosity. And generosity under circumstances that you might not have wanted to choose. Jesus says, do to others as you would have them do to you. So, I'm hoping this is going to work. Is this working? Try it again. I got bars. Oh, yeah, there we go. So there's this parable of the stick collector that I came across this week. It goes like this. Like my bright green bag. It's very pretty. Once upon a time, here's another stick. Once upon a time there was a young boy, and he went on a walk with his mother after a windy, rainy day. So this actually happened this last week. And as they were walking, the young boy was out there, and after a windy, rainy day here in the city along the sidewalk, the whole area around it was filled with sticks. And so this boy goes and starts picking up all the sticks that he can possibly carry. And he's picking up more and more and more